they released Insomniac in 95 and it didn't do well commercially. And the band knew it wouldn't do that commercially. So that's ominous for a start. I mean, just imagine...
Yeah, I think it's... Was this like a love letter, like they were doing it for themselves? Or like, was it just they didn't like the way, you know, the producers and everything was...
Well, I think
was scripting it.
I think it was the sound.
Yes, okay.
Because there's a very, very pop-punk sound in Dookie and a very, very pop-punk sound in this album too. But Insomniac didn't have that. It was more back to the roots.
Like more like the 1999 or 1989 album. Yeah, that's true.
So they chalked that one down to experience and started enjoying their fame, although they didn't enjoy a second of it. They were becoming the thing that they hated, playing those big arenas. It was beginning to not be fun anymore. Which a lot of people go into music for the art of music, and a lot of people go into music for the fame and the fortune and everything like that. And a lot of the bands that were out in the 90s, especially from over this side of the world, they just wanted to be musicians. They didn't necessarily want to be famous.
Yeah, they wanted for their music, but they didn't want to actually have to be the people behind the music, I feel like, in a way.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to have to like perform live for a lot of people.
They wanted to make the music that they wanted to make. And nothing more, nothing less. And that's how a lot of them just didn't want to be, like I said, just didn't want to be famous. So they canceled.
Is that like a Gen Xer thing of just like not wanting to be visible?
Right?
I don't know.
I mean,
anyway.
Yeah, that's because the millennials of the day were like, yes, let's be visible as much as possible, you know. But especially over here, Gen Xers didn't want to be bothered.
Right?
Because a lot of the British Gen Xers were like, no, look at me, I'm superior to you in every way possible. I make great music. Just look at me, you know.
That's true. That is a very like distinct line between the Brit pop and punk pop. Like
punk pop. Sure. Punk pop didn't want to be noticed. Brit pop was look at me. But they cancelled the band cancelled a European tour for the Insomniac tour because they wanted to spend more time with their families, because they weren't spending time with their families now that they were doing these big arenas, and you know, just they'd had enough. Basically, they wanted to go home. And so they did. They went home and began writing material. And by the time 1997 rolled around, they had at least 12 to 15 songs in their repertoire that they were ready to go. So they called upon Rob Cavallo, who they thought was their mentor, and went back in the studio. Now, for an album with the songs as short as they are, 4 months is a heck of a long time to record.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, it's what's the best way to put this? You could have done 30 to 40 songs in the 4 months that it took them to record this album. Especially at the level that they were making music.
Yeah. I honestly never, until I started reading your notes, I didn't realize it took them that long to record this album, because it's perfect in its sound of, it just thrown together. Of course, how every, pop punk sounds. But it's crazy that much time went into it. But I'm sure on the heels of Insomniac, they wanted to. Yeah, and there's all these other issues too, I'm sure. But that blows my mind.
Well, their issues took place at the hotel. Trey Cool throwing his TV out the window. Mike Dirt running through the hallway naked.
Oh, I forgot that was during this era. Yes.
Yes, and that's yeah.
Every band has those stories, I feel like, but
usually they do that on tour, though, not when they're recording an album.
Well, they don't want to go on tour.
Yeah, right.